Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be here. I just got home like an hour ago, and I felt like I had to come do a reading. I do sound different because I got sick at the end of my vacation. So I'm actually really sick right now, but I just couldn't not do a reading because I haven't done a reading in 2 weeks. So I felt very called to come on and do a reading and see what this collective needs to hear. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it won't resonate with every collective out there. But I always say you'll know if it's your reading because everything will resonate. So let's get into it. I may have to pause it to cough, but let's get into it. So again, I'm really happy to be here with you guys. I missed you all when I was away. So I'm going to start with this deck. So Spirit, let's see what's going on with this collective. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for this collective? We have separation and reminiscing, so someone could be reminiscing about you right now. All of a sudden, I'm starting to feel very anxious. That's interesting. We have hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight, and personify. So there could be someone reminiscing about you, someone you are in separation with. There could have been some masking going on. Someone could have been trying to wear a mask with you. There could have been gaslighting, but let's keep going. All right, so let's see what we have going on for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here. We have Sword and Rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, determination. So with the energy that we were getting through the shuffling, and it actually just started pouring as I started to do this reading. So you could be cleansing your energy or releasing someone here, releasing a past version of someone. But clarity and truth, with that mask card, you could have seen the truth of someone. And oftentimes when you're on a healing journey and you can see through that veil, especially if you're someone who does shadow work and has healed some of the things about you, you can actually see other people's shadows, and you can see when they're acting from a place of ego or a place of wounding. And it's possible that this person was gaslighting you with that mask card, and you could have gone into separation. You know, maybe it took you a while to see the truth of this situation. You could have had a revelation about this person, especially if you're dealing with someone who is gaslighting you, whether, you know, intentional or not. When you're in that situation, you can really question yourself and be filled with self-doubt, because that's what gaslighting does to you, right? And then when there's a separation and you can kind of see things clearly, you're not in that situation anymore. You can kind of see the truth of the situation. The other thing I was hearing was, like I said, you could have seen through this person's mask, so you could have realized what was happening, and maybe you had to put up boundaries and protect your own energy. This card always makes me think of the Queen of Swords, which is about boundaries, protecting yourself, knowing your worth. So let's see what's going on here. That's what we have so far. We have the Runner. Twin flames. Surprise, surprise. So twin flame energy. And there's a lot of dynamics with twin flames. You know, I feel like I think that every twin flame connection is different. But I feel like you were dealing with someone who is running from you. And with twin flames, really they're running from themselves. They're running from doing the inner work that they need to do. So you could have seen through this person. You could have had to put up boundaries. That's something that's going on big time with feminines right now. And I'm not talking about gender, but whoever resonates as the divine feminine, there's a lot of divine feminines putting up boundaries. Hang on. All right, I had to cough. So we have the Runner. So you're dealing with a runner on the twin flame journey. Fear of intimacy, running away, intensity, and letting go. And then we have Not Today, boundaries and hurt. So this person could have really hurt you. And maybe you had to put up boundaries. Maybe you're so upset that you don't even want to talk to them right now. The other thing I was hearing, froggy in my throat, releasing, cleansing, healing. The other thing I was hearing was that this person could have pushed you away because they weren't ready to face themselves. And if they're not ready to face themselves, there's nothing you can do to change their perception. Remember that card with the mask. And again, runners aren't running from you. They're running from their own shadows. They're running from what you're reflecting back on to them to heal in the twin flame dynamic. Yeah, we have hammer, sabotage and rebuild. So this could have been someone that kept self-sabotaging this connection, and you could have been very persistent wanting to make it work. But, you know, maybe you hit your limit. Boundaries, so it doesn't feel like there's communication here. Avoiding conversation. So this person could be an avoidant. They could be avoiding you right now, running from you. But also, like I said, for some of you, this person could have really hurt you to the point where you're the one that doesn't want to talk to them because you've put up strong boundaries. You know your worth. And that's the thing about divine feminine. Someone who is in divine feminine energy doesn't allow themselves to be mistreated by anyone. They don't allow toxicity into their energy. Interesting. We have coffee cup. So you could have wanted to talk with this person. You could have wanted to try and work things out with that rebuilding card. But I feel like maybe they weren't ready to face themselves. Maybe they weren't ready to talk to you. I'm also feeling, I'm going to confirm these, but it also feels like this person wants to talk to you, but they're not ready. So they're definitely in avoidance here. All right, let's keep going. Yeah. Look, mask again, which is kind of confirming what I was hearing. So this is someone who's watching you right now. Watching, looking, perception. So some people don't even know they're gaslighting. And I'm not trying to make excuses for people because I feel like you were dealing with someone who was lacking self-awareness. But some people are so caught up in their own perception, they can't see anybody else's perception. So there could have been, like, this person could have been so in their own perception that they ended up gaslighting you, hurting you. Also, it feels like this person wants to talk to you, but they're hiding. So they're watching you from a distance, or maybe they're just, if they can't watch you, they could just be energetically pulling on your energy, like thinking about you. But when someone's in this kind of energy where they're spying, it means they're lacking, it's kind of like a wounded energy. I'm getting a wounded energy from this runner. And we have soul connection, soul contract. So this was definitely a connection, twin flames, that was meant to teach you something about yourself, just like it was meant to mirror back to this person what they needed to work on. And it's part of, I feel like whatever happened was part of your soul contract. And, you know, maybe you're someone who had to learn how to put up boundaries. Maybe you're someone who had to learn how to stand up for yourself or stand in your power, find your voice with that Queen of Swords. Ugh. Phoenix, yeah. So with the Phoenix energy, it's interesting because today I was feeling Phoenix energy a lot, and I was wondering, I was feeling the energy of the mouse, which is anxiety, and I was feeling Phoenix energy. So I was curious if it was going to come up in the reading. So with the Phoenix card, the energy of the Phoenix is, you know, you burn yourself, you keep getting burned until you, oh my gosh, hang on. Like I said, I'm very sick, but I couldn't not do a reading. Like, I literally got home an hour ago, brought my suitcase up to my room, threw out the bad food in my fridge, and I was like, I need to go do a reading. So I may have to keep pausing it to cough. With the Phoenix isn't like you get burned once and then you liberate yourself and are reborn. Not in my experience, anyway. It's more of you get burned and you get burned and you keep sticking your hand in that fire, right? You keep You keep trying to repair. Remember that sabotage card? So you could have kept trying to reason with this person, kept trying to get them to see your perspective. Maybe you were even sending them, like I'm seeing really long texts, explaining, trying to get them to see some of their shadows. And I feel like whoever you are, maybe this person it was like a pattern that kept repeating between the two of you with that hammer card. So you would try to repair, they would sabotage. You were both kind of self-sabotaging in a way, because when I talk about self-sabotage, it can be as simple as, knowing that something's not healthy for you and continuing to do it. That's a form of self-sabotage. So you could have known this person was gaslighting you or running from you, had a fear of intimacy, and you could have kept chasing or trying to make it work. And I feel like maybe you and this person kept repeating a cycle until they burned you so badly that you had no choice but to put up boundaries and liberate yourself and have this Phoenix moment. All right, so let's get a different deck. All right. I need a Kleenex. All right, this deck. Let's go. Signs and synchronicities. You could still be seeing signs and synchronicities of this person. And, maybe you were more evolved than this person. And you kept trying to make it work with this person. Unfortunately, you can't come into union if only one of you is healing. It just doesn't work. Yeah, we have soul connection again. Maybe you've even completed some sort of part of your soul contract, your part of the soul contract within this connection by seeing things more clearly and putting up boundaries. We have genuine love, unconditional love. So you could still love this person, even if unconditional love does not mean putting up with bad behavior or being mistreated. But you could still have, unconditional love for this person, especially divine feminines. Ghosted. So I feel like this person could have pushed you away and ghosted you. And it says fragmented. So this person clearly had a fragmented soul. I feel like twin flames are fragmented souls, and you come together as broken. I don't like the term broken, but unhealed versions of yourself, fragmented. You come together fragmented and you trigger each other into healing and awakening so that you can heal that fragmentation of the soul. You could have both had trauma from the past. So let's get a few cards about this connection. Watching. We'll put you right there. So eyes for you, fascinated, focused on you. And again, that's kind of a lower vibrational energy. It's lacking confidence to come towards you and take accountability. We have anxiety. Here we go. Scared, worrying, panic, confusion. I told you I was seeing a mouse. I actually saw a mouse before I started this reading, not in my house. Interesting. I just put it under coffee cup, wanting to talk to you, but afraid. Scared, worrying, panic, confusion. Hang on. I haven't talked this much in 2 weeks. Like, I'm pretty quiet. I haven't talked this much in 2 weeks. Like, I'm pretty silent when I'm hanging out with, the people I was traveling with, my kids, my sister, her husband, my partner. I'm actually very quiet, and on here I can't shut up. So it's triggering my voice a little. But we have this anxiety card, scared, worrying, panic, confusion. I almost feel like this person could be getting some of their karma, because I feel like that gaslighting can put you into a state where you don't trust yourself anymore. You know, you could feel like this person was gaslighting you, but then you could think, am I the one gaslighting them? Am I the problem? You really question yourself, and it puts you into self-doubt. So I feel like this person could almost be getting some of their karma. I also feel like they're anxious to talk to you, which is why we have this watching energy. And then we have sad. And for those of you who know me, you know exactly what song I'm about to mention. It's by Madeline the person. I've stopped saying the performer. It's Madeline the person. And, you know, the lyrics are, you said I take too much space. You said it half an inch from my face. You cared less the more damage you've done. You love the sound of your own voice. So some of the lyrics from that song could really resonate with you. But it says broken, lonely, crushed, depressed. So what happens a lot of the time when the runner runs from the chaser is the chaser feels the sadness right away. When they're ghosted, when the person pushes them away, they feel it instantly. They feel broken, lonely, crushed, depressed. And then through time, they get that clarity. Froggy in my throat, releasing, cleansing, healing. Through time, they start to feel stronger. They start to have clarity about the situation. The rose-colored glasses come off. What I think is someone could play the piano here. So I feel like what's happening here is you are phoenixing and evolving, and now this person is experiencing the things that they inflicted on you, kind of thing. So now they're feeling sad, lonely, depressed, because sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, a runner doesn't feel it right away. They can push those feelings away. They can suppress them with substances. They can distract themselves. They can focus on work. And they can really, I don't want to say they make it your fault, but they kind of make themselves the victim. Not all runners, but that's what I'm hearing from my guides. And now it feels like this runner is looking back like, where's my chaser? Where's my chaser? This runner has stopped on a bridge. Maybe they burned the bridge. And they're looking back like, where is that person? And it's catching up with them is what I'm hearing. I feel like your person is getting their karma. I hate to say it. You could be an empath. Something with the planetary alignments. I don't know enough about planets, but something with the planets right now, people are getting their karma. And I don't mean to say that in a scary way or a threatening way, but especially if you're an empath. I'm hearing empowered empath. And it looks to me like what happened up here is what happens when the empath stops being a people pleaser, stops sacrificing themselves, and becomes an empowered empath. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like you saw through this person and you saw through their mask. As I was saying it, I picked up the other deck. All right. We also have legal here, which is making, yes. Thank you, Spirit. It's making me think of the Justice card and karma. The law of karma. If you've wronged someone, justice will be served. And I'm not talking about you, my divine feminine. A divine feminine would not put up with that. A divine feminine who was wounded maybe would put up with it. But once they phoenix, they wouldn't put up with that. So I feel like this person wounded a divine feminine and they're getting their karma. They could also be struggling financially. Could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And look at this. I hate this card, but it makes sense. It's like they threw you away. They threw away a divine feminine. Whoops. Who is, you know, I'm hearing just trying to help them. just trying to repair things. And someone who wrongs a divine feminine and throws a divine feminine away, they would get their karma. They would. I believe it. And you are probably getting good karma right now, is what I'm hearing. Very interesting. It also says, like, this disregarding makes me think of being discarded, which is, unfortunately, you could have been dealing with someone with narcissistic tendencies. And once you see through their mask, they discard you. It says, don't be a garbage human being. I hope this person wasn't being a garbage human being to you, but if they were, again, I hate to sound like this, but I feel like they're getting their karma because they wronged a divine feminine. Crow, to confirm, I missed you crows. I missed my crows. Oh my gosh, when I was away, I saw so many animals, and I took videos of them, and I plan on doing a little video to show you. But for the first time in my life, I saw a dove. And I know that might sound weird to people because maybe you guys see doves all the time. I've never seen a dove. Ever. And I walked up to it, and it approached me like it was not afraid of me at all. It was magical. But anyway. The people I was with didn't really care too much, but I did. Green eyes could be symbolic. Baby's breath could be symbolic. Let's see, the initials S, M, C, T, R, A, W could be symbolic. All right. I honestly feel like this person pushed you away, wronged you, and now you're rising like the phoenix. And I feel like you were just trying to nurture them. You were just trying to uplift them spiritually, help them. All right, let's get two more. Yeah, we have spring. Oh my gosh. Look at this. We have rebirth, growth, divine time. So I feel like you are going through a rebirth, that you've ended some sort of karmic cycle that's part of your soul contract with this person. And maybe it took you a while. And then we have soul contract here. Confirmation that this is a soul contract. And what did I say? I said, if you're the only one healing, if you're the only one elevating divine feminine, reconciliation can't happen until this person is in their divine masculine. And a divine masculine wouldn't gaslight you. A divine masculine wouldn't ghost you. A divine masculine wouldn't watch you from the shadows. They would step up and lead. They would step up and provide. They would take accountability. Look at that. See? So you and this person have a soul contract to evolve into divine feminine, divine masculine. And I feel that you are upholding your part of the soul contract. You're elevating into that divine feminine. And if this person wants, like, if you two are going to have a reconciliation and come together, they need to elevate. And they're not going to elevate into divine masculine energy if you are, I don't want to say coddling them, but that's what I'm hearing, coddling, which is not a word I use. So if you're trying to, like, they need to awaken themselves. They need to have these realizations themselves. And I feel like they're going through their karma right now. That they're sad, that they're lonely, that the universe is removing things. Friends, money, opportunities, divine intervention, the tower. And I keep hearing that you have fulfilled your part of the soul contract by phoenixing out of this. So now it's kind of like I'm hearing the ball is in their court. Now they need to elevate. And you're doing what you can by elevating into the divine feminine. Now the ball is in their court. Like, you've done everything you can for them. And now you're meant to be focusing on yourself so that they can go through their elevation. You know, I'm hearing the term, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I feel like you tried to lead this divine masculine to water, but you couldn't make it drink. All right. So we're going to stop with these cards there. I just heard 2 more. All right, 2 more. 2 more. I keep making that noise. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ew. Do you know who I'm seeing? I'm seeing, for some reason, the name Sarah could be symbolic, or Jimmy. I don't actually watch Jimmy Fallon, but I'm seeing when he dresses up as Sarah with the braces. Ew. That's what I was hearing. Look at this toxic behavior and discarding. I know this says disregarding, but you know, I'm hearing like discarding. And again, a divine feminine, you wouldn't be a divine feminine if you kept trying to help someone who is toxic. But that's where that unconditional love comes in with the twin flame thing. Like, you unconditionally love them, so you want to help them because that's the empath in you. But again, I'm hearing empowered empath. And sometimes, I don't know about all the time, but I do know that empaths need to go through this so that they can break free from being almost like a toxic empath or a wounded empath to being an empowered empath. And an empowered empath can see through people. An empowered empath doesn't put up with toxicity. A divine feminine, what did I say about the divine feminine? The divine feminine, if you're truly in divine feminine energy, does not put up with toxicity. And that's not just about this person, that's about friends, family. And I feel like you saw this person, you saw their wounding. And I feel like they discarded you. Toxic behaviors as well. So it's like Spirit just wanted to confirm that because I heard 2 more. All right. It'll be interesting to see tarot because I hope that you're doing okay. That's my hope. I hope that you're doing all right. All right. So let's see. Oh, Page of Crystals. Watching you. Curious about you. Why aren't you chasing me? I'm almost wondering if this person isn't feeling your energy as much because you're phoenixing. And maybe that's causing them, 6 of Cups. Maybe that's causing them to be curious about you because they can't feel your energy anymore. 6 of Cups, soulmate, person from your past, childhood wounds, nostalgia, thinking about you. Let's get one more. 4 of Wands, the 11-11. So we've had the divine feminine, divine masculine, and now we have the 4 of Wands. And again, I always talk about the 4 of Wands like this. You see 2 towers or 2 castles, which are symbolic of a foundation. You see 2 wands on each side. So if you're showing up with a strong foundation and, you know, you've worked on yourself, you've healed from the patterns that kept you from moving forward. If you show up having done the work and this person hasn't, how can you have that 4 of Wands? It's going to be lopsided. That foundation that you build, if you're doing all the work, is going to come down. It's not going to work. Even if you want it, right? All right. So I guess we'll look at you. I want to see what you're up to. Oh my gosh, I've missed you guys. This is so nice. 6 of Stars. So this person could have there could have been an imbalance here. We see the scales, so they could have been, I hate to use the word, but it could have felt very one-sided, or just like, I was hearing one-sided when it comes to doing the work. So you could have been the only one putting in effort, maybe Your effort wasn't being reciprocated. And what I find really interesting about this is I am an intuitive reader. So I get like downloads about cards. And the thing that I'm seeing is we have two people here kneeling. Ignore that, they both have a masculine look to them. Who cares? And we have this angel with the scales, justice, karma, right? On this side, and I've never gotten a download like this about this card. On this side, we have the moon, divine feminine. On this side, we have the sun, divine masculine. And what I find really interesting about this is this makes me think of like an angel or the divine. And this angel is giving the person on the divine feminine side, even when you think about your body, right? This is your divine feminine side. This is your divine masculine side, or your feminine masculine side. It's like the universe is giving you your good karma. And look at them reaching out their hand. And it's almost like the universe is saying, no, you need to find balance. You need to heal. You need to take accountability before you get your blessings. And I'm talking about your person, not about you. I feel like the universe is ready to bless you because you have been working on your part of the soul contract. Make sense? Two of Cups. Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is a connection that's not easy. It's love that's not easy. It's very triggering. Like I said, you could have been dealing with someone who had a victim mentality, who was very defensive. You could have boundaries up with this person. And it feels to me with these three cards that there was something unbalanced about this connection. Hang on. I just got like a message from my spirit guides about how that hammer card said persistence, persistence. And I am sick as a dog, and I keep coughing, and I keep having to pause it, but I'm persisting, I'm persisting, I'm persisting. And I feel like that's about you trying to persist with this person. And now it's like the universe is saying, you can let go now. And it doesn't mean if you let go that you'll never see them again or that they won't heal. But it's like, you have blessings coming your way, and it's time to, I think you've already released it because you have the Phoenix energy. But like, let the divine take control of this is what I'm hearing. All right. Maybe it's possible that Spirit's going to bless you with a soulmate. And I know that that can be triggering for some people when readers say that. You might even be like, well, I don't want a soulmate. I want my person. But it's important to be open to what the universe, like if this person is insisting on pushing you away and running, maybe the universe is going to bring in a soulmate for you, a high level soulmate that can give you equal give and take. And I know you may think that you won't feel anything for them. I don't know. I don't know why I heard that. I've never heard that in a reading. Like if this person isn't willing to step up and take the lead, and you've been doing all this work and aligning with your higher self, I'm someone who believes that the universe will provide a high-level soulmate that can show you reciprocal love. And again, maybe you are thinking, I don't want that. I don't want that. And now I'm wondering, like, I'm hearing that might still show a little bit of attachment, right? Attachment to an outcome, attachment to a person. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but anyway, let's keep going. So let's see your energy. Let's see your energy. One more. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Good for you. Good for you. Two of Wands. I pointed it out on that Four of Wands card. So you could be wondering about your future, you know? The Two of Wands for me has always been about looking at the patterns that keep you stuck from moving forward. And I feel like that's exactly what you're looking at. You're looking at your own patterns, the things you put up with. Maybe this person even taught you things about yourself, patterns that you needed to heal and change, maybe even being a people pleaser or like that empath energy we were talking about. But it feels like you may be on some crossroads here, or maybe you're wondering about your future or thinking like, is there a high level soulmate out there for me? And I'm not here to scare you into thinking that, oh, you'll never be with your twin flame, because I'm someone that believes in twin flame union, reconciliation. But I also believe that we're not meant to spend our lives chasing after someone who's not ready to heal. And that if we do our part of the soul contract, the universe will provide for us. So you could be at some sort of crossroads here where you're thinking about your future and what you want. And it may be that you're afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe you're afraid to let this person go, because when I started talking about a high-level soulmate, which I don't always hear, I don't get that message a lot. And when I started talking about a high-level soulmate, immediately I felt like you may have a fear of stepping out of your comfort zone or exploring something else, right? But again, you're not meant, especially if you're a divine feminine, you're not meant to live your life, you know, working on healing and working on being a divine feminine only to end up not having that love return to you. Anyway, you're doing your part. Like, that's exactly what I meant with the Four of Wands. You are working on your side of this soul contract. You're doing the things you need to be doing. And I feel like you could be thinking about the future here. We have the Lovers, so there's some sort of decision, right? Maybe you had to choose yourself. And that can be very hard when you're on the twin flame journey, to stop focusing on this person and trying to help this person and trying to love this person. The Lovers, to me, can also be about a choice between that and yourself. And I feel like you could be at a crossroads here where you're thinking about your future, making decisions about your future. You know, if you want my advice, you deserve better than that. And if you truly want this person back, then they need to elevate. They need to be that divine masculine and meet you where you are. And that can totally happen. You could be weighing up your options, Gemini energy. We have the Two of Stars on the bottom. So you could be weighing up your options. Like, do I really want something that's inconsistent? You could be going back and forth. You know, for some of you, maybe you made the decision to focus on yourself and put up boundaries, and maybe you're going back and forth, like, did I do the right thing? Maybe you're questioning yourself. You did do the right thing. And I don't know why I'm getting this energy. It's this huge energy that if this person can't elevate, to trust that the universe will send you a high-level soulmate that will match your frequency and give the way you give and love the way you love and has done the healing that you've done. I don't know why I'm hearing something about ice cream. Is someone eating ice cream? Seriously, are you eating ice cream? And if so, what kind? I like vanilla-based ice cream with like chocolate in it. So I don't like chocolate ice cream. I'm a Taurus. That's why I'm talking about food. I don't like straight up chocolate ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream with like chocolate chips or chocolate chip cookie dough or cookies and cream. You get me. I don't know why I'm talking about that, but like, let's use that as an example. Like for me, imagine I'm talking about a twin flame and a soulmate, okay? I'm just using ice cream as an example. So I always say I like vanilla-based ice cream with cookies and stuff in them. And that I'll never like anything as much as I like vanilla-based ice cream with chocolatey goodness crumbled in. I always say I will never like ice cream that has fruit with it, even though I love fruit. To me, ice cream has to have the chocolate bits in it. I know this is a weird, whatever you call it, analogy. I don't know. I say that all the time. I would never like ice cream with fruit in it. No, it has fruit in it. Nope, not for me. I don't like it. Fruit and ice cream should not be mixed. And I know some of you are disagreeing with me now, and that's fine. But it's almost like maybe You're thinking about it like, I'll never love anyone as much as I love my counterpart. I want to be with my counterpart, which is fine. And maybe you have the mentality, I can't see ever feeling this way about anyone else. I can't see ever loving anyone else. Because maybe you haven't met that person yet. Maybe you haven't met that high-level soul contract yet. And again, to be clear, I believe in the twin flame journey. I believe in reconciliation and union. But I also believe that if your person is not meant, if your person is not willing to step up and do the work in this lifetime, that the universe will provide you with someone. I believe that. Anyway, let's do something else now, because I started talking about food. Yeah, 9 of stars. So it's almost like you're in the energy of, do I even want to go back to that if they came forward? Because the 9 of Pentacles is like, you are glowing up. You're standing in your power. The 9 of Pentacles is, I realize that everything I need comes from within me. The love I've been looking for all along is within me. The love I've been chasing is within me. And unless this person comes back and can add to my life, I'm not open to it. And that's such a powerful moment for a divine feminine. Because 9 of Pentacles, you're not going to let anybody take away your pentacles. And I'm not talking about money. You're not going to... 9 of Pentacles is like, I'm not going to let anybody in my energy that's going to bring me back down to where I was. So it's almost like I see you're at a crossroads here. We're thinking about the future. You could be the one that's like, I don't even know if I want to talk to this person. Anyway, let's move on. I want to see how you're feeling about them. How are you feeling about them? The moon. The Emperor. Like, come on now. So the moon, divine feminine energy. It's almost like you're uncertain if they'll ever be able to be that Emperor. Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Gemini. Gemini here. I'm just repeating myself. So you do feel like they're the Emperor, but that they have, things that they need to work on. And you could feel uncertain. You could have a fear that maybe they'll never be that Emperor. And maybe maybe you're curious, like, should I walk a different path? And it's okay to feel that way. I'm hearing empowered. That's a powerful moment to me. And that's what's happening with a lot of divine feminines right now. It's like, they're thinking about their future. And they're thinking, like, what is my future if this person isn't going to step up? Or you could be feeling uncertain if they're ever going to step up into their Emperor energy. There could be fear. Will this person ever change, right? And believe me, will this person ever do the work? Will they ever reflect and heal? The Hermit, Virgo energy. And will we ever come together again, right? And again, I'm not saying, please don't misunderstand me. I believe in twin flames. I had a reading like this once, and people were like, oh my gosh, you don't believe in twin flames anymore? It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm giving you the downloads I'm getting. This is for a divine feminine on a crossroads here. And it's like you're wondering, will this person ever do the work they need to do for their part of the soul contract? And just because you're wondering it doesn't mean they won't. Doesn't mean they can't. Maybe it's going to take you completely detaching from an outcome for this person to wake up. All right. Let's see their energy. Show me this person's energy. That snake is staring me down. Slytherin could be symbolic, or like Harry Potter Slytherin green. Well then. Well then. That is very interesting. So we have Death and Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot, which means they're taking the reins. They're starting to see through that veil. They're starting to have realizations. And there's forward movement here. Like, they're taking the reins. And that's what I meant about how it's almost like the divine feminine needs to release the reins completely and travel forward on their own. It's very interesting because when I was shuffling the cards, that's kind of how I was seeing you feeling about them. Or when I had that reconciliation card and the divine masculine, I was saying, if this is to go forward, the ball is in their court. They need to take the lead here. They need to take the reins of this situation. And that's what we have happening here, because we have death, transformation. It's giving me Phoenix energy a little, but transformation, rebirth, and Eight of Stars. So they're working on themselves. This is about self-mastery. I need to cough. Hang on. All right. So Eight of Stars, they're very focused on improving themselves right now. This gives me like a little bit of mini magician energy. Like, it almost looks like the magician. It feels like they're working on themselves right now. And death, transformation. So it feels like this person, you know, putting a lot of energy into some sort of rebirth and transformation, which is putting them into alignment, the Chariot. They could live at a distance from you. Experiencing some ending in their life, perhaps with work. Or a froggy in my throat, releasing, cleansing, healing, sign. Nine of Crystals, anxiety. And this is what, this Nine of Crystals, strength. So they are lacking strength right now. They do have a lot of anxiety right now. But this is like, this is a turning point I'm hearing. I feel like they're not sleeping well. I feel like they're full of anxiety, overthinking, maybe about even how to come towards you. Or about how you're moving on. Because with that Moon card, it kind of looks like you're, you know, think of the Four of Wands, right? You're showing up with your two wands. The Moon card reminds me of the Four of Wands sometimes because there's a tower on each side. And, you know, I feel like this person could be a little anxious that you're moving forward without them. I just heard, and so they should. Maybe you said that. I want to get one more for them. Maybe they, again, maybe some sort of entrepreneurial pursuit ended or a job. But I feel like they're dedicated to their own transformation right now. We have the World, and also wanting to come out, we have the Eight of Wands. An eagle. Oh my gosh, I saw so many eagles when I was away. It was beautiful. So some sort of cycle is ending. Some sort of cycle is completing, and I feel like that has a lot to do with you and the Phoenix energy, because a cycle can't continue if you step out of it. I talk about that all the time. A pattern can't continue if you're like, well, I'm not engaging in that pattern anymore. That pattern stops. That cycle stops. So there's some sort of completion. There's also some sort of ending in their energy. And it's causing Eight of Wands, rapid change and rapid growth. Wow, your person is surprising me a little. I doubt they're in Emperor energy. Yes, they're getting, oh my gosh, they're getting their karmic justice. Everything I said about that Six of Pentacles. And there's a white dove. Oh my gosh. And I mentioned a white dove. It just excites me. And remember that Six of Pentacles. The divine feminine being handed a gift or a blessing, and the divine masculine scales, right? So they're getting their karmic justice. Maybe someone treated them the way they treated you. Or maybe they treated someone the way they treated you, and that person took them out. And I don't mean like physically. I mean they didn't stand for it. Maybe it was someone that they worked with and they ended up losing their job. Maybe it was a friendship and their friend was like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore if you're going to treat me like that. Do you know what I mean? That's amazing. So they are getting their justice. Two of Stars. All right, how are they feeling about you? You both have the same, like, two of Stars energy. Anyway, let's see how they're feeling about you. Damn right. Fucking right. You are standing in your power. You could be autistic. I just learned when I was traveling with my children, pointless information, but I'm going to share it anyway because I think it needs to get out there, especially after the experience I had on my vacation with my autistic children. But when I was going through the airport traveling, there was a woman there and she came over and she said, "Is your child special needs?" And I said, "Well, he's autistic." I said, "Actually, all of my kids are neurodivergent." And she said that the sunflower is like an international, I think it's international sign of people with hidden disabilities because people don't understand hidden disabilities. So you could be autistic or you could have a hidden disability. Anyway, so she let us go through, like when we went through customs and stuff and security, we went through a special line because my children were autistic. And she said you should get them lanyards with sunflower, like they make them. Anyway, because people really don't understand hidden disabilities. And I had a horrible experience in the States. I'm not going to go into detail. I could. Maybe the name Joshua is symbolic. But this drunk man saw my autistic child having a meltdown and he called the police and wanted my child removed from my care. And it was traumatic and he upset all of my children and it was one of the worst nights of my life. Anyway, maybe you're neurodivergent, but back to you, this person, for how they feel about you. You are standing in your power. Black cats could be symbolic. I don't think we should have to play games like black cat energy and stuff. But you could they could see you as being in black cat energy, so kind of mysterious. But Queen of Wands, very magnetic, very attractive, glow up energy, standing in your power, standing in your strength. You could be very creative. I freaking love when this card comes out. You know that. And that's how they're seeing you. That's how they're feeling about you. Powerful. You're in your power right now. I'm hearing divine feminine power. You could be very creative. This is slightly in the upright. Temperance. So they're seeing you as someone they're feeling like you had been patient with them. I'm hearing had. You had been patient with them, right? Maybe you're not, maybe your patience ran out. But I feel like they feel like you're someone who's very patient, very balanced, very giving. You know, the fact that it was on its side means crossing. You know, so this person could feel like you gave to them and they didn't match your energy, or there was an imbalance of energy with that Temperance. We have Sagittarius, and with that we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Scorpio with Death. On the bottom we have the Five of Stars, and what's so interesting is back to the very beginning of this reading, the Six of Pentacles, that angel was handing the Divine Feminine a pentacle. New beginning, blessing, material wealth, whatever it is. And above the angel, and the other person was asking for something, the Divine Masculine had their hand out. Well, what do I get? Above that angel were 5 pentacles, symbolic of like loss of finances, feeling left out in the cold, feeling rejected. Like this person feels like they threw away someone amazing, right? And they feel left out in the cold from your energy. I was hearing your hot energy. You're hot. You could be looking really hot right now. And I believe that like that glow up energy, it's not from getting a makeover or dyeing your hair or enhancing your body, it comes from the inside and shines outward. You're hot. You're hot. And they feel left out in the cold. You could be getting a lot of blessings right now. Interesting. Let's get another one. Spirit just told me to flip that. I almost feel like this person feels like you're re-examining, prioritizing them, or you're re-examining your options. Let's get one more for how they're feeling about you. The Chariot, like you're moving on. Remember I said that. They feel like you're moving on. That your patience has run out. And again, this is what sometimes people need to light that fire underneath their bum to transform. I want to see what they're anxious about, because that's coming through really strongly for me. Again, I saw the mouse this morning. You know what? I'm going to put the little video of the mouse right here. Hang on. I wondered when I saw that mouse, but I want to see what they're anxious about. What is this person feeling anxious about? The Magician. So they're feeling nervous about communicating with you. They could be feeling nervous because they feel you releasing them. I feel like this person sees you as someone who could do or get anyone, anything, achieve anything you put your mind to, and that makes them nervous. I'm also hearing something about they're nervous to communicate and apologize to you. Maybe they're nervous that you see them as someone who's... The Magician in reverse can be someone who manipulates. And I'm not saying that you're a manipulator. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that this person with that gaslighting and the toxicity that keeps coming through, I feel like this person is nervous that maybe, you know, you've released them because you see them as someone who manipulates. Also, I miss my dogs. They're not here right now. If they were here, they'd be barking right now. Because my sister just drove in the driveway. They'd be losing their minds. So I miss my dogs. They're nervous because they feel like, again, they're nervous to talk to you, but they're also nervous because they feel like you could get or do anything you put your mind to. What are their intentions right now? What are their intentions right now? Ace of Wands, the Emperor. So they do intend to step up here. But just know, if you went through all that work and this person comes back in, you know, with some sort of flirty message and they're not ready, you're going to repeat a pattern. Like, their intentions are to take action towards you. This is a little bit passionate flirting energy. So maybe their intentions are to step up and to send you a flirty message or to ignite something with you. I'm just telling you, empowered divine feminine, if you haven't been in empowered divine feminine very long, and again, you don't have to take my advice, but if this person comes in and they're not in Emperor energy, and remember, Emperor energy takes the lead, they take accountability, they come in strong, wanting to protect, wanting to provide. That protect on the Emperor, right? Wanting to protect you. How can they protect you if they're being toxic to you and they're gaslighting you? That's not protection, right? That's wounded masculine energy. A divine masculine would take accountability. So just be careful. I'm not saying their intentions are bad. Their intentions are to take action towards you, to step up. I'm just telling you to use your discernment, because that could be a test for you. Like, maybe the universe You finally phoenixed, and the universe is like, well, let's see if you've actually phoenixed. And this person comes in kind of in the same energy. That could be a test for you. Have you truly phoenixed? Hopefully that makes sense. I'm hearing that Taylor Swift song again. Is it You're Losing Me? Sick and tired of always rising like the phoenix? I'm going to get one more. What are their intentions? It's in the upright, whatever it is. It's on the floor in the upright. It tried to run from me. How interesting. 2 of Cups. So they do... Ooh, my floor is dusty. They do intend to come in and have an honest conversation with you and reunite with you. That's their intentions, to come in, talk about the future, long-term stability, 10 of Pentacles. Having an honest conversation. That's their intentions. I don't know why I'm like, maybe your guard is up with this person because my guard's a little up with this person and I'm getting, like, I'm channeling your energy. Like maybe you're hesitant. Again, your energy, like thinking about your future, making decisions. Do I really want to go back to that? Let's see what action they're going to take towards you. I'm going to say in the next 8 weeks. Okay. If you hear from this person, hang on, let me show you. If you hear from this person in the next 8 weeks, I would be careful. And that's why I was getting that. I would be very careful. Because the Page of Cups in reversed is a very immature energy. It's someone who's, they're neglecting the inner work they need to do. They're neglecting their inner child. They're immature, kind of acting like the page represents a child. So they come in childish. And that's, I feel, why I was hesitating. Because look at this. We also have the self. So either this person comes in the next 8 weeks in a childish energy. This self card is about a mirror. It's about reflection. So either they come in the next 8 weeks, act childish, act immature, really approach you the wrong way, showing that they haven't done any reflection, or you're not going to hear from this person in the next 8 weeks, because they are self-reflecting about that, everything I talked about. I almost want to say, I hope you don't hear from them in the next 8 weeks, because if you do, they're going to come in childish, immature, showing that they haven't really reflected. And that, again, I was hearing, like, be careful, because that can repeat a pattern, and you don't want to repeat that pattern again. You don't want to get sucked back onto that ride. 8 of Cups. So again, repeating negative patterns, like, they're going to show that they haven't really changed. They're going to come in. To me, the 8 of Cups is like symbolic. It's symbolic of a lot, right? But it's also symbolic of walking away from the past version of yourself in the upright. So if they're coming in the 8 of Cups in reversed, that means they're giving you less than you deserve. And you deserve, what did I say? You deserve more than that. So I wouldn't even, in the next 8 weeks, I wouldn't even entertain them. I really wouldn't. And you know what's interesting? I did my nails, and I have a stork on there, which is symbolic of transformation and growth. And I also have the goldfish, which is on this card in reverse, which is about abundance, Anyway, I would be very careful. I don't even think you talk to this person because you'd see it right away that they haven't changed. I feel like you'd see it right away. Eight of Cups reversed. Fear of change, like they're still in the same situation. There could be a fear of being alone. So like they may, the loneliness may have hit them. Maybe they see that you're doing great and the loneliness hits them. So they come towards you to try and engage you, to try and flirt with you. That Ace of Wands, right? But I'm telling you, these cards with the Eight of Cups in reverse is that they're acting from a place of like immaturity. They're acting from a place of they have a fear of being alone or a fear of being left behind. So it's almost like I've heard readers talk about crabs when you're in a, well, you're not in a crab bucket, but when crabs are in a crab bucket, imagine you're a crab and you're making your way out of the bucket and you get to the top and you're about to like go over the top of the bucket and free yourself and all the other crabs start grabbing onto you, pulling you back down. Like I wouldn't let this person pull you back down. Yeah, see, it's like they try and reconnect with you, but I think you keep your boundaries up. And if, again, you don't have to do what I'm telling you, but what I'm seeing is somebody coming back because it's hit them that you're moving on. And it's almost like they're grasping at straws. They can feel, remember when I said it's like they can feel you detaching. It's like they're not picking up on your energy as much. And they can actually energetically feel you moving forward. Again, I'm seeing those crabs like, wait, come back. And that's coming from an immature place. That's like distorted masculine in my opinion. But anyway, be careful. You know what I'm hearing? Love Actually could be symbolic. Maybe you've recently watched it. But that storyline with, what's her name? She's in like Nanny McPhee. It's the husband and wife, and he is like flirting with a receptionist. And she says to her husband, she's like, be careful there. That's what I'm hearing. Be careful. What is your advice when this comes in? What is your advice when this comes in? We have the Page of Stars. So remember when the Six of Pentacles, going back to the beginning, first of all, your advice when this comes in, if this person isn't showing any sign of growth, I would not get back on that ride. I would not engage. Do not engage, I'm hearing. But it's almost like that Six of Pentacles where the person was handing you a blessing. It's like Spirit saying, continue working on your own growth, continue working on your new beginning. Because I feel like this person, it's not time yet. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like Spirit is saying your advice is to keep investing in other things. It doesn't mean you need to be investing in other like love if you don't want to. But it's like Spirit is saying, focus on your own, this new beginning that you're on. If there's no growth, I wouldn't even get involved because this person is just going to do the same thing. And again, I'm not saying, I've seen people change. I believe that people can change. Sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom. I mean, I'm a completely different person now than I used to be. But they're not going to change unless they hit rock bottom themselves. And I don't think they have enough growth here in the next 8 weeks. Three of Cups in reverse. That's an interesting one. I feel like they're not giving to this the way you want them to in the next 8 weeks. Yeah, there's like this advice that they reach out with it's like they reach out with a small offer because they're feeling alone, or they're feeling isolated, or they've lost a friend, or they've lost their job, and they reach out to you. And if you're feeling lonely, right, there's a message here for you that even if you're feeling lonely, that Eight of Cups in reverse, that can be like staying in a bad situation because you have a fear of being left, or you have a fear of being alone. So if they reach out on a day where you're not having a good day and you feel really alone and you're like, oh, I'm just so happy to hear from them, I'm just going to engage with them. I wouldn't. This is about isolation. Like, if they haven't shown any growth, no, I'm like, not today. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not today, Satan. It feels like it would be short. It feels like it would be excite you that they were reaching out to you. It would be short and exciting, but no, sorry. It would be exciting, but very short-lived because they haven't, Page of Cups in reverse, they haven't done the work yet. So it's so important to use discernment. Just my advice. And your advice, if this person reaches out, you know, is to focus, like, instead of engaging with this unhealed version, continue on your new beginning, reach out to your friends, focus on your hobbies, because it can be very confusing when they reach out, right? And they're still not ready. All right. I just want to see what this person wants to say to you, or what they want you to know. What do they want you to know? What do they want you to know? Seven of Cups. Hanged Man. So this person is... I do feel like this person treated you like an option. I do feel like this person is very confused right now. They're very confused right now. And again, if they reach out... Beep. If they reach out... I feel like they're still in a confused energy. And this person, like, they want you to know that they're reflecting about this. Hanged Man energy. They're seeing a new perspective here. You know, this also gives me the energy, like, this snake and this snake and this skull are really standing out to me here. And I feel like this person wants you to know they're seeing the errors of their ways. They're starting to see the light. And about how they treated you. Yeah, exactly. It's like they're starting to see your perspective. That's what their higher self wants you to know. Is that they're starting to see your perspective about how they treated you and what you were trying to tell them. And we have Four of Cups. So they know they took you for granted. And to me, the Four of Cups, like, this person feels like you won't even accept their offer. And again, I wouldn't, in the next 8 weeks, I would not. Nope. Unless they come in magically healed, right? It could happen. It could happen. But this person feels like right now they're holding back because you would refuse them anyway. Maybe they like your butt. There's a peach on that tree. Maybe you're glowing up and they think you're looking good. I'm just going to get a couple channeled messages for this for you. Couple more. Career driven. They could have... Interesting. That patient card came up but didn't want to come out. Daydreaming. You're always on my mind even when I try and forget you. It's almost like as you detach, they're starting to think about you more. Sunflowers again. I can't stop thinking about you. See? You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to have you in my life for both the small and large things you do. But I don't know if this person ever told you that. Sweets, you are like candy, cake, and chocolate. As I was talking about ice cream, oh my goodness. Taurus could be symbolic. Sweets could be symbolic. You make my soul melt. So they could have put you on the back burner because of their finances. Again, distorted masculine energy, wounded masculine energy. Third eye. My third eye can never forget what my heart has seen, the true love I feel for you. Fragmentation. And please believe me that if you think this person is going to just move on from you and find somebody and be nice to them and live happily ever after, no, they're going to continue. The universe is going to continue to send them people who trigger that fragmentation. They're going to continue to do to others what they did to you. Sunflowers again. Watching. How many cards do we need? We know it. They're watching you. Checking on your social media has become a new daily habit of theirs. And missing you. I'm hearing that song, I Ain't Missing You at All, John Waite. We may not be together right now, but my heart misses you dearly. And then we have communication. So this person wants to communicate, but they're too afraid. And again, if they do communicate in the next 8 weeks, please be careful. And on the bottom of the deck, I check my phone constantly to see if you have texted me. I wouldn't text them. Just my advice. I just saw you text me, or like you texting them. Ha ha ha. Like maybe you're laughing right now. Like, I'm not texting that person. But that just shows like they're checking their phone to see if you've texted them. That shows they're not in that Emperor energy. You know what I mean? They're almost in like that chasing energy a little. And if you're checking your phone, stop. Stop checking your phone. See if they've messaged. Maybe even, I don't know if you can, but I've heard that hiding, like muting notifications from them, or even just, you know, let's say they message you. I don't know where they message you. Let's say, I'm so out of touch with technology, but let's say they text you. I would take your little text bubble and hide it from yourself. And like, you can turn on the notifications for your friends or your family so that you see the pop down. Oh, that person texted me. But if you just hide that text bubble so that you don't see it when you open your phone. Anyway, just my advice. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'm going to go now and I'm going to go cough my lungs out. But I'll be here tomorrow to do another one. I love you. I missed you. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.